Hi, it's Mary from Reviewer's Diary. I did not want to have to do this, but I bought a bag because I have everything in a basin and I still have no idea what I'm going to do. I did bring a couple of these in just, for size. See, it's fit very nicely. And I did buy a bag to house all of this stuff. Now, I liked this design because it had paintings and, of the old masters. Not easy next to the camera to get everything in focus. But anyway, it's very nice, very solid, and I was pleasantly surprised at how solid it is. It's very nice. All my stuff is gonna live in there. I realized that I have more stuff than I have space for in my planner life. So I'm going to take all this out and let you know what my decision is, I think. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Everything, oops, there's dog hair in here. Ignore that. Everything was in this basin. All of this, with the exception of one or two things, was in this basin. So I've had a lot of thinking that I've been doing about what works, what doesn't work, and so on and so forth. And so I'm trying really hard to figure out what I am going to use. I'm putting myself on a no-buy right off the bat. This here is a Stalogy A6, and I write all kinds of stuff like from doctor's visits and all that. Like the front quarter is filled already. And odd stuff. Like I'll be in a waiting room and I'll write a story idea or a dream I had, that kind of stuff. All of which gets migrated into something else. So this will continue to be in my lineup. This cover is not a Hobonichi cover. It's from another vendor on Amazon, and I did buy a Hobonichi cover on cover, this plastic cover. So it does have a Ziploc in the back, I guess, so you could put business cards or whatever. But this will continue to be part of my lineup. That actually belongs in my purse. Now, what works, what doesn't work? Okay. This bag is going to house 90% of this stuff. This was a monthly planner that I really meant to give to my daughter. Yeah, see, we're not done with the year yet. But there's a whole half a notebook here of paper that I'm going to probably put into a junk journal for myself, or a notebook for myself, because yeah, I never used this. Once I started using the calendar app on my phone, I no longer needed to use anything else because this has both my husband's and my appointments on here. So I always know when I have to request off, when I have to be somewhere else. So I don't really use the calendar feature in. That was what I really loved about the Hobonichi when I first got it. Okay, so I got one in 22, 23, and then I fell into the rabbit hole and bought one for 24. And I have not really used this. I haven't filled in months. I never use vertical planning. So then I pulled this out. After a page ago I talked about what a failure I was with Hobonichi, but anyway, and I'm going to take this. Let me see, I should point you down a little more. That might help. Yeah, it does. So I love this sticker, by the way. It's from Violet Stickers. I'll see if I can find a link down below. I was a member for about 6 months, and then I just stopped I'll go back to her eventually, but I stopped subscribing because I was running out of room for stickers. So anyway, I made the index. I have a book log and a cleaning log. That's as far as I got with making this into a commonplace planner. But the thing is, all of this is wasted space. So my plan is to take my X-Acto knife, take the cover off, probably save the cover because it's very heavy cardstock, and pull all the pages that I didn't use, which there are many, out of all of these planners. 23. I fell for it for 3 years, and I was finding myself thinking about it for 2025, and I looked at my stuff and I was like, no, stop the insanity. So I'm gonna take all the blanks from this and all the blanks from this. It's a shame because I bought this nice cover that fits exactly right from Salty Katie. Yeah, I looks like I wrecked the elastic a little bit. But I bought this from Salty Katie. Again, there's a link down below. And it's made to fit the cousin. If you have a cousin, go for a cover like this instead of a big flouncy Moterm. Trust me. But anyway, I'm hoping that I can condense all the pages enough to be able to fit my commonplace notebook in here, which would be perfect. So yeah, this was just now. I just screwed up the elastic somehow. This was not loose like that before. I'll tighten it up again. It's just such a waste, but it's paper that I love. And so I'm not willing to give up the paper. So we'll figure out how we're gonna make a commonplace book out of this. Now, commonplacing, a lot of people say, well, that's supposed to be for quotes and your reflection on those quotes. No. So this will also be used. You can see the stitching right down the middle here. I'm going to be cutting right along the stitching and taking these pages out because there's no reason to waste an entire notebook. Okay. Now, I will be using the Wellness, not the budget book so much, because we're kind of trying to pay off a couple things before we even go too far into a budget. So I won't be using the budget book. But I have all these, you know, make yourself a priority, do good things for yourself, happiness blooms from within, you know, all these good things. And there's another one that is in another pile somewhere. See this? I have not written down a plan in like so long because I am so disorganized with my planning. So anyway, I have this folio, which I might use instead, but I am going to use a health tracker and habit tracker, which is in here. But things that I'm going to use are going to get moved into, this is a little bigger than Erin Condren, or is it? Oh good, it's a little bit taller. So it has a little more elasticity, but anyway, I'll also be using the habit tracker. So I might move everything I use daily into this. Okay. This one, it's basically a B6 Slim is what the size is. This is not available anymore as far as I can tell. I can't find it online. And I'm probably never going to use that. So I will hold on to it because there'll be a day when I'm like, yeah, what about a B6 Slim? And then I'll be like, yeah, let's do that. Now that we've dealt with that, I'm going to deal with this. Yet another Hobonichi failure. This was a complete and unadulterated failure. I did write quite a few things down, but there are tons of blank pages. They will not go to waste. This again is a cover by Salty Katie, and it's made specifically for the Hobonichi sneaker. And it fits beautifully. She has other covers that are made for weeks, mega and regular standard weeks, but I did not use this. I didn't use it. I didn't use it. So that will be retired, but the paper will end up being used. I had this beautiful notebook, and I, put a leuchtturm in there, and I started using it. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I didn't do a good job. I made a job, like I made the paper's not bad. I always imagine that the paper is going to be too heavy, so maybe I should use this one as my bullet journal. I'm not sure. It says here, the only lasting success for me has been with bullet journaling, so here I go again. Anyway, I really should consider this. I haven't because the paper's so heavy. I think it would make a better commonplace notebook than bullet journal, but I guess, a lot of people are using them. Okay, so I bought this Life Mastery. I loved the cover. I bought it last year, or no, it was actually 2022. It's undated, and it's also unwritten in. I don't know how I feel about it. It's got a whole giant section of calendars. Let's see how that goes on for too many pages. You make goals every 90 days and then you assess them. This, I've seen it filled out, and that's what really grabbed me, is, that I could see that people were actually using it, and it looked good, but I don't think this is something that is workable for me. Writer Carol said it best. He said, planners didn't work for me because they were too structured. And that is what I think the problem here and with the Hobonichi is. I thought about getting another Hobonichi, but using it as a bullet journal, but I don't need all that front pages. And then I thought about getting a Hobonichi week free, I think it's called, or day free, where it's basically got a calendar. I think it's got those vertical planning pages that aggravate me, and lots of blank pages, which would be perfect for like a weekly bullet journal, because I plan on a weekly basis, not a daily basis. So all the things I have to do take more time than that would allow. So I'll hold on to this because I might decide I want to use it, but most likely not. And it's undated, so I could really start it any time I want to. This I meant to give to Goodwill. It's not leather. I didn't expect it to be leather. It's a B6 Slim, which is a handy size. What worked for me? When I analyzed all this stuff, I'll talk about that in a minute. First, I want to talk about traveler's notebooks. I already had one. It's beat up, for sure. It went a lot of places, and it saw a lot of action, and then I just stopped using it. I think because the pages were so narrow. So yeah, so anyway, I quickly abandoned this, and I didn't do it intentionally. I just stopped using it, like, for no good reason. So I got lulled in by the shiny things, and I bought a Moterm cover. This I liked because it's got this kind of band, which you can use as a pen holder or to guard the edge of the leather, which I prefer to use it that way. It came with 3 inserts. A lined insert is not necessarily going to be a happy place for me. It did come with a blank, a grid, and a lined. But even better than that is the Traveler's Notebook lightweight paper 013. These sell for about $7 a piece. They are twice as many pages as a standard Traveler's Notebook, and the paper is super smooth, so I don't know if that's good for fountain pens or not, so I can't make a recommendation because I don't use fountain pens. I like them, but I'm not going to buy them because I have exceeded what should be a no-buy. So anyway, this is done. I'm probably going to change out the inserts. I need to have a blank insert for drawing because I do draw when I'm sitting in the waiting rooms. And it's basically going to be like a quick pull it out and don't think about it too hard type of a notebook. It'll be like an everyday carry situation. And it's a lot lighter than this one. This is super heavy. This one is a lot lighter. It's actually a little better made. This is from Newest Store. So the same company that made this one. So yeah, I like it. I like the stitching around the outside. You know, I like the finishing. But it's got all this stuff on the inside, which can be good and bad all at the same time. So yeah, so I will likely switch over to this one for an everyday carry. Just it's light as a feather, and this one is not. This one is heavy as hell. So this will get used. Now I don't think I talked about what worked for me and what I bought to go with that. Now I'm an idiot. I bought a B6 and I bought this cover because I liked it. I thought it was pretty. But all you need is a cover like this. You don't need all this. But anyway, I liked it a lot. This is by a company called Smartfee, and it's basically an exact dupe of the Moterm cover that I have. I have a beautiful Moterm cover that cost me a fortune. That is an A5 size only. But what worked for me was using, here we go, Call the Vet. I mean, it's like, yeah, this is when we had Cody Bear. And he attacked my little dog and almost killed him. So he went to live with a man who doesn't have any small children or small animals or other animals. So anyway, I was looking also to, ooh, there's my weight. I was looking also to find a new vet, and I thought my vet was overcharging, but it's basically about the same as normal for what happens. So this week I had Scooter in the vet, and I had Jack at the vet. I had appointments for them, and what I did usually do is I would put these little things on, or wait a minute, let me see if I can find one that, okay, here's one that I drew, and this is from 2019, but anyway, I'd write the day. This says travel day. I don't remember what that was. I think must be when I was visiting my mom a lot. I think that was 2019, and I was keeping track of exercise and water. There's another. There are just tons of usefulness in this. and I used it religiously. And then I turned away and decided I was lured in by the shiny penny that is Hobonichi. And in 2022, I tried to use a Hobonichi. And 2023, I tried to use a Hobonichi. I am not a journaler. If I was a journaler, that could have worked out, but I'm not. I didn't have the creativity to think of it as instead a bullet journal, which I could do. But I don't want to spend $60 on another Hobonichi. So, yeah, so this worked. This is the only thing, honestly, that worked. So I did buy another Stalogy A5. I love this paper. It's like awesome. And another, you can get Leuchtturm soft cover. And I got the soft cover Leuchtturm so that I could carry them both together, one being a bullet journal and the other one being a commonplace notebook. But I'm going to probably not do that because I have an idea for a traveler's notebook for a commonplace notebook, and that is to put those Hobonichis together. I'll probably use one of these. I think this one might be the one that has all the wellness stuff in it. And I will likely find that B6 and put it in here and use that, or use up that notebook that's already in my Moterm. It's a hardcover Leuchtturm. So anyway, what do you think? Let me know what you decided to do. I am on a no-buy now because, as you can see, I bought enough crap to last a lifetime. I don't need all this stuff. I just really need a good bullet journal and commonplace notebook. I actually write my research when I was researching Hashimoto's after I found out that I had it. I read several books about it, all about supplements that can help, and it's all in another notebook. It's in a composition book. So that might even be a better commonplace notebook. Who knows? And I know I have the other B6 somewhere. And I'm really fond of this size. Like, it just feels like home to me. Like, it's just enough room. And it worked. Not many of us can say that a certain planner type worked for us, but I am lucky enough to say that yes, that worked for me. So anyway, you know now pretty much what I'm going to probably be doing is carrying a traveler's notebook, the new one, and carrying and having at my desk. This is why I bought this. So next to my desk I can have my wellness logs, and you know, other notebooks that I write in periodically, some stickers, and then I'll be good to go, because I keep my bullet journal open on my desk, and so it gets used. So let me know what you think about all this crap, because obviously I bought too much this is over a long period of time. All the shiny things appealed to me, and I just spent more money than I should have. Yeah, so yeah, it makes my head hurt thinking about this. So anyway, thank you very much for listening to me. I think you've been listening to me for too long already. So this is going to become a big commonplace book. The wellness logs will go with me into my bag. I'm going to dig out the B6 I bought. I'm going to use the pages from that. And I'm going to put these aside because there's always going to be a time when something runs out, like this eventually did because I used it to death. When something runs out, you need to move into something else. Here it is. So Anyway, thank you for listening. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary. Oh, my everyday carry is going to be in my bag when I go to doctor's visits and stuff. Is going to be my traveler's notebook with the sketchbook pages in it. And I'll just be able to meander through that and get through sitting in a waiting room, which can be pretty onerous. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary. If you can relate to any of this stuff, let me know, because sometimes it helps when you know that other people are struggling with the same things that you are. So anyway, the struggle is real. Thanks, and have a beautiful evening. Good night.